Rip-offs are everywhere. There are shows out there that are trying to ride the wave of other popular cartoons. This is a joke. Look, there is so much to love about a Bluey episode. The show writers never expected the cartoon to blow up the way that it did, which by default means that the creators of Bluey made it in a natural and innocent way. They simply wanted to entertain children. No agenda, pure, simple fun. But today, it seems that there's a new cartoon that has been under some hot fire. What show am I talking about? Chilla. Where was this show created? It was created in the United States of America. Look, I don't have a biased bone in my body, but the first thing I see is a suspiciously similar background and art style. Seriously, I felt so uncomfortable that I had to screenshot both cartoons, put them side by side, and do a cross-analysis of the two. And look at this! The kitchen, the counter, the towel, the wall, this is blatant! At the very least, it's heavily inspired, so for now, we can't call this a ripoff just yet. But hold on, hang on a second. As I was doing my research, I found something very shocking. Chilla's entire show's art style evolved like a Pokemon. When the DailyWire first announced this show, it looked original. Albeit different, but original. But now with the success of Bluey, one has to question whether the director of the show was like, yeah, let's pull the plug on whatever we were doing before and copy what they're doing, because that seems to work. So now, not only has your show lost its unique art style, but now you got an entirely new show, Bluey, in the back of your mind. It seemed that they hyped Chilla up to be a cartoon that teaches good ethical values with no agenda and zero politics. So let's test that. One day, the family is at a garage sale, so knockoff Bluey accidentally breaks the owner's item.
What? Oh
no! And he gets rightfully mad. So what does the old man do? He follows the child around the neighborhood. Throughout the episode, Bluey is literally running from a grown man across the neighborhood. And what do his parents do? They don't even know what's happening. They're too busy acting the fool. So while their child is in danger and running away for their lives, they couldn't be bothered to, I don't know, do a count of how much of their family is actually there? And would you believe me if I told you this gets worse? Anyways, the man decides to lure knockoff Bluey away with the toy he dropped earlier. He then touches him on the back and wants to, quote, show him something.
Come over here. I want to show you something.
Where is this story headed? I feel a little uncomfortable. So he takes our main character to a secluded area far away from the sight of the parents. Now the old man wants to show Bluey his garage and wants the two of them to go inside together. Yo! Police? Hello? Why didn't this man tell the parents where he was going and what he was doing with their child? Like, this could have easily been resolved. Tell the parents what's happening and let the parents come with you into the garage. You don't just go... You know what? Whatever. He continues showing knockoff Bluey his collection of toys and objects. I'm not making this up. This is in the episode. Now we cut back to the parents and we see Pearl and Mr. Krabs. Yeah, this show loves SpongeBob. I'm not joking. Watch this entire video and I'll show you proof of what I mean. So after a bunch of time has passed, the dad finally realizes that Chip is missing. We find out the name of this mysterious man. His name is Buck. And Chip was so impressed with Buck that he begs to see him again by himself.
Can I come back and talk dinosaurs with you again?
I'd love it, Chip. Anytime.
Sorry, I'm here.
Throughout this episode, the dad of Chip is so ridiculous. The only thing he cares about is teaching good values. Remember, they advertise this show to be a show that teaches good ethical values with no agenda. The dad only cares about teaching value.
Wow, sounds like you did find something of value, buddy. And it didn't cost you a thing.
He says it didn't cost him a thing, and the episode just ends. I kid you not. What's the moral lesson here? Aside from that, this screams Bluey in so many ways. From the art style to the story. Also, the voice actors of this cartoon are so egotistical, thinking their performance is so amazing.
I shall defeat Captain Brontor, for he is weak, and I am less weak.
Wow. What a staggering and beautiful performance by me.
No! I said no! Apparently, one of the voice actors for this cartoon is Matt Walsh. And his kids were so unimpressed with his performance that they skipped over it and talked about anything else but his voice acting.
I watched that episode with my kids last night, and I'll be honest that my daughter talked over my line, so I had to rewind it and play it again and say, everyone be quiet for a second. Listen to this.
He got so mad he had to go back and replay it for his family to rewatch his segment because apparently this is the best voice acting ever. Anyways, let's actually go back to the first episode of Chilla, and boy does it still make zero sense. We're introduced to a big family of multiple children, we get that. However, one day they're cooking eggs and the youngest child, Chubly, gets in danger apparently.
No, Chubly. Hot stove.
Mom speed runs to their aid, but her hand doesn't even get near the damn stove that's on. Look! The baby was very far away from the actual pot and stove, yet the mom is freaking out. This is stupid. She speeds over there like the Flash, but the stove is not even on. Oh my goodness. Aside from all of that, let's get into some of the voice acting for this show. Now, I have a rule on my channel that I will never criticize younger people's voice acting skills on my channel. It just doesn't seem right. They're trying to make a living. I like to go after the adults. However, even here, I have to make some comments because remember that in BLUEY, we have actual child actors voicing the characters. It sounds adorable. It sounds natural. Well, in Chilla, I feel like the director told the voice actors to purposely sound and try to act as a young child as much as possible. I know that sounds confusing, but listen to this.
Man, why does Chilla get to do everything first? She rides a bike first, she lots a tooth first, now this!
Like, why are they dragging out the words so much? It sounds like exactly what I just mentioned before. Like, am I the only one who thinks that in BLUEY it sounds more natural and not forced? Like the kids are really genuinely having fun in the booth, not someone over the head of the shoulders, hey, do this like BLUEY now, you better do, hey, BLUEY's popular, let's try to mimic that. So we've looked at the animation, we've listened to the voices, but let's look at the intro, huh? Both cartoons, BLUEY and Chilla, let's compare the two, let's go. Hold up, is that a damn fidget spinner? What year are these people living in? It's 2023, bruh. That trend is over! Oh, and you gotta love the camera pan. Wow, this intro is so high effort. Ouch. Let's look at BLUEY. Do fire. Of course, I had to put in my little acapella do. Anyway, so in this episode, we see that the dad is playing with his kids and pretending to be the moon. But can someone explain to me why a grown man in his 50s is throwing pancakes in his own house and messing up the windows just to entertain his kids? Like, does he realize he has to clean that mess up? Look, it's okay to play with your kids, but when you're destroying the house, come on, man. Now, this is not exclusive to Chilla. This also happens in BLUEY, and it bugs me a lot. The parents just join in on the foolishness. It gets to be a bit much, trashing the house, wasting a bunch of water. It's really crazy. And again, this goes for both shows. Now, where I will give Chilla some points is the imagination aspect of having the kids play outside with the cardboard. That was kind of cool. I can see kids enjoying this. But unfortunately, that's where my praise for this episode ends. The rest of the show is bland and stale. I can do better. In fact, I made my very own free animated movie to stream on my YouTube channel. It's called Our Drawings by Kolobi Productions. Make sure to check it out. It even has a puppy in it. The puppy beatboxes.
I'm the beatboxy puppy. I know you think it's funny. All the people know they love me. I need some food in my tummy.
The writing in this movie is impeccable, and it has a wildly imaginative story. When you check that video out, make sure to leave a comment on how much you loved it. No one could do what I did, and I believe it's on the level of Disney and DreamWorks. Anyways, back to BLUEY. I mean Chilla. If you look at who created this show, it says that it was created by the DailyWire. When you look at the house that these people are living in, it screams BLUEY. Now you may be asking what's my opinion on the animation, the actual movement. And I believe that is pretty decent. However, decent doesn't cut it anymore. And later in this video, there are some major problems with the animation and the movement of the characters in Chilla. You will see very, very soon in this video. So when we get back to the story, we see that we're back to role-playing again. These parents sure do have a lot of free time. I wonder who pays the bills. You got so many kids, You got a nice house. Who is paying the bills for you to waste time like this with your children? Oh, but Kolobi, it's the weekend. The parents are just spending time with their family. No! No! And I have to slam my counter because you guys don't understand that we've seen this in BLUEY before. BLUEY did this same concept, and they're just mimicking the same exact concept of spending time with the children. Do something new. Make something original. Tell a new story, man. This is boring. It's bland. We've seen it before. There's other things you could be talking about. There's other things you can do with your cartoon that's original. Pivoting back to the show. The dad is dedicated to wrecking his home and causing a huge liability for his kids.
This ship.
The man just sprays water all over like a Oompa Loompa, which can cause his kids to slip and break their necks, by the way, from that water that's on the ground. This dad gets a F in my books as a parent. This is totally childish and unacceptable. Teach your kids to read a book. Take your kids to the library. Stop dressing up, wasting water, throwing food all over the place. People need food to eat. This is teaching. What are they teaching us? Look, usually I love ripoffs, but Chilla is just playing it too safe. The stories are too predictable, man. Now, in one of the later episodes, we see the gang actually go outside, and this is gonna shock you. So does anyone remember that old SpongeBob episode where Squidward built a fort? He was going against SpongeBob and Pat. They had that epic fight. Well, Chilla seems to have redone that scene entirely. Geez, stick to one show, man, not multiple. Any SpongeBob fan would instantly recognize the similarities. Oh, but Kolobi, it's a coincidence. Yeah, sure. And them changing the entire cartoon's art style when BLUEY blew up at the same time was a coincidence too, huh? In conclusion, the Chilla cartoon does not impress me.